Yo, what's up? This is Mr. Fade. You listen to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com as usual. And we're back here this week with, let's see what we got here. We got 5 beats. And I'm going to get right into it right away because I don't know if you can tell, but I have a bit of a cold, or I had a cold. And I'm getting over it, so, you know. But still there in the nose and the throat. I hate that shit. I hate that. So I might be coughing and doing whatever else, but I'm gonna try to review these beats. So let's kick it off right away with Box on the Beats. We're bringing the West back. Let's check it out.
On the beat.
And we're back. So, who do we just hear from here? We heard from Box on the Beats. Bring the West back. Now, obviously, you're referring to the West Coast hip hop. And I could tell right away. I was like, yo, this is it. This is the West Coast. I could feel it. You've got that little boing thing in there and whatever the hell that's called. And not only did it remind me of the West Coast hip hop, but it reminded me of the 90s West Coast hip hop. So that's a hell of a lot more important because, you know, right away I'm thinking, okay, who can spit over this? You know, I'm thinking, of course, Tupac, you know, Mac 10 or something like that. But actually, this kind of beat would probably be perfect for someone like Corrupt. That's what I'm thinking about. Corrupt. So, you know, pick who you want, but any of those West Coast MCs can do this shit. Any of them. But it's a dope beat. I'm really feeling it. You got the whole vibe. It's got like the bouncy vibe. It's nice drums and nice little tune. That's basically it, you know. And just a nitpick. I mean, really, the only thing I could find wrong was probably because the mixing. It just sounds like the highs are a little too high. You know, too. What do they call it there? You know, when you mix, it's like you know, it gives it like a lot of hiss. You know, I shouldn't say hiss, but just a lot of highs. I don't know, just a lot of highs. It's like, I don't know what you did for the mixing. If you added some kind of preset or something, some mastering preset or whatever. You know how it is. I mean, it's like radio friendly type sound, you know. So, which is good, I guess. But I mean, but to keep with that West Coast 90s vibe, I wouldn't have put it like that. The highs there, but other than that, it's a great beat, man. Fucking great beat. All right, next up, we have Element 43 Music with Death Ray. Let's check it out.
Element 43 Music.
A super mega death ray.
It has the power to enslave the entire human race. Death Ray. The entire human race. Death Ray.
Element 43 Music.
And we're back. Okay, we just heard from Element 43 Music with Death Ray. Alright, now on this beat, at first, I heard the intro was very nice. I like that. Then I hear that, that stuttering sound, and it's all like, and I'm like, okay, it's a little repetitive, but I understand, why. I mean, it's supposed to represent the Death Ray, right? So it's acceptable. But it's good because the whole beat is good. I mean, I like the way the sounds you used. I like the way they come in and out. I think probably the only complaint really would be just the overall mix. Like, it sounded didn't sound too polished like other beats that you've had. I don't know. But the beat itself, really dope. I like it. Like I said, it's just that ray gun sound, I guess you could say, or whatever, just a little repetitive. But other than that, everything's dope, man. I'm really feeling it. What really stood out, though, was the way you arranged everything. The way you built things up and you brought things back in, where things replaced. I really like that. So, good job on that. All right. So, next up, we have Il DeVille with Xantar. Let's check it out. All right, so that was Ill DeVille with Xantar. As usual, this beat from Ill DeVille is dope. I'm really feeling it. What really stood out though was the drum work. I like the way the pattern went, and also the actual drum sounds were good. And the bass line. At first, I thought you were just like some 808 or something, but then I was like, no, this is good. You got a nice little bass line going because it complements the rest of the beat. You know, like it just doesn't overpower it and stuff. You know, so but it just complements it nicely. It just sits there, does its job. You know, I mean, it's good. But it's the bass, the drums, especially like I said, especially the drum pattern. That's what I really liked about it. The only complaint really would be the keys, or whatever word it is, the key sample, where it's just it's dope. It's just that there was a couple parts where it was a little too loud, so I would just control that part. Other than that, though, it's good. You had a nice little breakdown. Then we brought the drums back in. Then the vocal snippets, really dope, man. Really feeling this beat. Thumbs up on this one. All right, so next up, we got LB with West Coast. Ooh, another West Coast beat. All right, let's check it out. All right, we're back. So, we just heard from LB with West Coast. The West Coast beat here. Okay, for this one, the biggest thing that really stood out was the drums, because I love the pattern. It's a good pattern, solid, but it's the drum sounds. They sound too muffled, especially the snare. It sounds like pretty muffled to me, so I don't know if it's compressed or whatever, or just the drums you sampled. That's just the way they are. I don't know. But I would keep the pattern, just swap out those drum sounds. Swap them out, especially the snare. Just swap it out, use something else, and maybe because it's a you're trying to go for a West Coast beat, add in like some kind of hand clap or something like that. Okay, and what else? The sine wave that was used fits perfectly. It's very smooth. I like the way you use it to transition to the next part of the beat. Very good. Really, the only thing would be the strings. The strings, to me, it's a good pattern. It's good. It's the sound. There was somebody the other week. I think it was the last episode. I can't remember who it was. And I was telling them like their beat was good, like the way it was arranged and everything, produced, but it was the sounds they're using. The sounds were just not good. So in this case with those strings, the same kind of thing. I would take those strings out. I mean, I know it's subtle like the rest of the beat. That's good. But I think for like a West Coast beat, you want something a little more in your face, So I would say get some strings that are a little stronger. Maybe something with the strings with a little more low end or something like that. So it really thickens up the beat. Because right now the beat's just kind of, it's nice and smooth, but it's just, that's all it is. It's just smooth. And it's like there's nothing that's really popping out, right? Nothing that's really hitting me and saying, yo, this is a West Coast beat. So just the strings really, and like I said, those drums. The drums, swap it out. Maybe all that will just make it a little more exciting. That's all. But I love the way it's done though, very smooth. Like I said, that sine wave, very good. I love the way it comes in, man. It's beautiful. Sounds dope. All right. So now, this stupid cold. Last beat. That dude Chachi. I'm not going to make a joke, but that dude Chachi, where you been? Let's check it out. All right. What the hell's going on here? All right. Okay, we're back. Yeah. All right. That was the last beat of this episode with that dude Chachi. Where you been? Where you been? I've been right here suffering with the stupid cold, ready to punch somebody in the face. All right. Okay. So this beat, it's funny because when this first started off, right, I heard these keys and it actually kind of sounded like something like from like an 80s pop song or something. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It just sounded like that for a second. And I was like, okay, let's go with this. This is dope. And but then it comes in and it was it just sounded a little stale at first. And I was like, I hope this guy comes in with the bass line, thickens it up. And sure enough, boom, it's right there. So I like it. It's a very dope beat. The keys are very nice. The bass line, it's a good job on that because it really thickens up the track. Otherwise, it would have been a little, like I said, a little stale. That's what it sounded like at the beginning, But then all of a sudden, boom! I'm like, okay, here we go. Then you're bringing in those little vocal snippets here and there and stuff. That was a nice touch. But really, the only thing would be the keys. The only thing I would have anything bad to say would be the keys. Is that it's good. It's just that it's just the same pattern over and over. I was expecting you to have a part where you just drop it off and just have like a lo-fi version or something. You know what I mean? That's really about it. That's a common technique that I use, that a lot of guys use and stuff, because it opens it up for an MC to spit on top or whatever. But whatever, it's good. Like I said, I was just expecting some kind of little change up there with the keys, but other than that, everything sounds dope. Very dope beat, man. It's gonna be tough to judge this week. So let's see here. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is another wonderful episode of Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com and IllMuzik Radio. Don't forget to check illraw.com if you want to get your stuff promoted, want to get it featured. All right, so this week it's actually pretty close. Pretty close with these 5 beats. They were all really dope in their own way. Very tough to judge. And for me, it came down to 2 guys. Very close. Could have gone either way. So, the winner of this week, drum roll please. Il DeVille with Xantar. Let's check it out.